Good afternoon to all. In the last class we discussed about the kingdom fungus, which is divided into 4 groups based on the type of hypha and based on the type of reproduction. Fungus are grouped into 4 categories: Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes and Deuteromycetes. We categorize into 4 groups are there, and I wrote the diagram on the blackboard. And today we can discuss the third kingdom according to the Whittaker's 5 kingdom classification. 4th kingdom we can discuss, that is the plant kingdom. Kingdom Plantae. And this is the 4th kingdom according to the classification by Whittaker. And you have seen that this plant kingdom is typically a special group that you know the characters mostly, and we have discussed the details in the coming chapters. We have discussed one kingdom, plant kingdom, and we can discuss some of the simple characters in this class, general characters only. The detailed characters will come in the coming chapter, plant kingdom. And today see the general characters, which kind of organisms are coming under the plant kingdom. You know, as you know, they are include eukaryotic, multicellular producers. The first important character is that they are all eukaryotic organisms with all nucleus and membrane bound organelles. They are multicellular with numerous cells in the body. Large plant cell comes under this group, and they are all producers. They produce food material by photosynthesis. So that is the general character, eukaryotic multicellular producers. And all organelles are present in like to other organisms. All organelles are present, including plastids. You see studied, plastids are present, which contain the green pigment chlorophyll. So plastids are present, not like fungus, not like animals. Plastids are very special to plant kingdom. So cell containing plastid. There are 3 types of plastid we can study later on: chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. Plastids are present in the cells. Then the cell is covered by thick cell wall. Thick cell wall is present, which is made up of cellulose. See, in the fungus, you know, cell wall is made up of chitin. Similar to that, all plant cell is covered by cell wall. The outermost covering of the plant cell is called cell wall, which is made up of a substance called cellulose. That is very important in plants. So cell is very strong in the plant body than animal body, because cell is covered by cell wall, which is made up of cellulose. Another point is that cells are joined by a structure called middle lamella. The cells are joined by a middle lamella, a structure called middle lamella, which is made up of calcium pectate. Cells are joined by, we can study later on. Cell middle lamella is present, cell wall is present. Because of this, plant cells are very strong in appearance. Cell wall is made up of cellulose, and middle lamella means the structure between 2 plant cells. Cells are joined by, between the 2 plant cells, 2 cells, there is a structure called middle lamella that is made up of calcium pectate that we can study later on. Then pigments are present. The main pigment is chlorophyll. You know what is a green color. Chlorophyll is present. Chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B. Different types of chlorophyll that we can study in the coming chapter. What are the different types of chlorophyll present in plant cells and in other algae? Carotenoids and xanthophyll. These are the main pigments, not chlorophyll. Chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotenoid and xanthophyll are the main pigment present in the plant body. And see, another character is that plants are usually non-motile. Motile alga will be there, non-motile, because of the presence of cell wall, middle lamella. Plants are non-motile, they are fixed at a place. So they are very important. So these are the general characters of plant cell. Eukaryotic multicellular producers. Plastids are present. Cell wall made up of cellulose. Middle lamella made up of calcium pectate. Pigments are present, chlorophyll A, B and carotenoid, and non-motile because of the absence of muscle cells and nerve cells. These are general character of plants. See, then plant cells regarding their nutrition, we study that all plants are autotrophic plants, but there are exceptions for that. All the plants are not autotrophs. So what is the nutrition? How the plants obtain food material? Regarding the nutrition, plants are of two types. Most of the plants are autotrophs, but some plants are heterotrophs. Heterotrophs means they are not fully autotrophic. They are not fully preparing food material. They are depending on some other organisms for getting food material. They are called as heterotrophs. So plants regarding the nutrition, most of the plants are autotrophs. What is the meaning of autotrophs? Prepare food material by themselves, by photosynthesis, by using chlorophyll and sunlight. So such plants which able to prepare food materials are called as autotrophs. We can say that all the plants in our surroundings are autotrophs. They are green in color. They prepare food by photosynthesis. But some of the plants are autotrophs in our surroundings. Heterotrophs also there. In our surrounding, you must study about such plants. Plants are heterotrophs. Some of the plants cannot prepare food by themselves like some other plants. They can be called as heterotrophs, or they are depending upon certain organisms for getting food material. Such plants which are not completely autotrophs, which are not able to prepare food by themselves independently, are called as heterotrophic plants. And we categorize into two. Some of the plants are called parasitic plants, and some of the plants are insectivorous. I think you studied about that. Insectivorous plants are there. So, parasitic plants. What do you mean by parasitic plants? Parasites means plants living on some other plants and absorbing food from them. See, plants, small plants living on some other plants and absorbing food from them, or absorbing water and nutrients from them. Not absorbing food from them. Some plants which are living on other plants and absorbing nutrients and water from them. Such plants are called parasitic plants. Many examples are there. The most example is one called as Loranthus, Loranthus. So this Loranthus is a plant growing on mango tree. On some other mango tree you can see plants with thick leaves are there. I will give the photographs later on. That plant is called Loranthus and absorbing food from mango tree, or especially the person on mango tree. Green plant, green leaf, growing attached on mango tree and absorbing water and nutrients from the mango tree, and finally it will kill the branch of the mango tree. That plant is called Loranthus. Then there is a plant called Cuscuta, a green or light green, yellow, this hair-like structure. A light yellow color structure, hair-like structure growing on herbs, small plants. I will give the photographs later on. In the group, I will give the photograph of both these plants, Loranthus and Cuscuta, growing on mango tree. Or Loranthus is growing on mango tree, Cuscuta growing on some other plant. Cuscuta is saying yellow hair-like structure growing on bushes. So you possibly send the photograph of the plant. So it's called Cuscuta. These plants are called parasite, growing on some other plants and absorbing food or absorbing water and nutrients from some plants. And Loranthus plant is a green plant. It absorbs food, not food, it absorbs water and nutrients. Insectivorous plants are there. You may have heard about such plants. Carnivorous plants, insectivorous plants. Plants which catch and eat insects are called insectivorous plant. In your school syllabus you studied about that. Such plants are there. They are called as carnivorous plants. Plants which are eating insect, catching insect. And they are green plants. They prepare food by photosynthesis. But they require the growth of the plant, proper growth of the plant requires some insect. Amino acids or protein from such insects. Such plants are called insectivorous plants. Catching and eating insects are called insects, insectivorous plant. They have their own devices to catch the insect. For catching the insect, they have their own, each and every plant have their own mechanism to catch and eat the insect. Examples are there, you know one plant called as Nepenthes, Nepenthes. And this plant is called as pitcher plant. Pitcher. Pitcher plant. Which catch insect by tip of the leaf have a structure like that. And this structure is called a pitcher and having a lid to cover that and to close that. And by this Nepenthes plant is very endangered plant, very rare plant seen in the northeast of Meghalaya or Nagaland state of India. And this is a rare plant, endangered plant. And this is seen in thick forest. And leaves are bright, the picture is brightly colored, yellow, red color. So with the color of the picture, this is called as pitcher, Pitcher. This bag-like structure is called pitcher. And by the bright color, yellow color, red color, insects are attracted. When the insects are falling here, insects will slip down into that. So the lid will close. Insect cannot escape out. And that digested and absorbed inside the pitcher. And this is a green plant, prepare food by photosynthesis, but proper growth require extra nitrogen, extra amino acid from the body of insect. Such plant is called a pitcher plant, catching insect by pitcher. Second one, there is a plant called Drosera. Drosera, a small plant. That plant is called as sundew plant. That absorbing, that is a small plant growing on rainy season. They are growing on rocky area. A small plant, the hair-like structures on that sundew plant. Drosera, sundew plant. Then like that, Drosera, Nepenthes, there is an aquatic plant called Utricularia. Utricularia. That plant is called a bladder-work plant. It's an aquatic plant seen in the pond. So like that, so the insectivorous plants are there. So these are catching insects and plants are called insectivorous plants. So plants are there, heterotrophic plants are there, parasites, Rhamnus, Testudra, insectivorous plant, Nepenthes, Drosera, Utricularia, like that. So plants are there, all the plants are not autotrophs, some of the plants are heterotrophs are. So important question, comment on that. All the plants are not autotrophs, some of the plants are heterotrophs, they are partially heterotrophic, they cannot prepare food by themselves. They are parasites and insectivorous plants. This is an important question carrying 2 marks. All the plants are not autotrophs. Some are heterotroph, parasite and insectivorous plants are there. So that's about the plant kingdom. That is just a short explanation there, because we can see the detail in the next chapter, coming chapters. And totally the plants are more, innumerable number of plants are there. Thousands or the lakhs of species of plants are there. And their plant kingdom is divided to 5 groups. Algae, second group called bryophytes. Third group called pteridophytes, pteridophytes. And fourth group called gymnosperms, gymnosperms. We can study the things later on, don't bother about that. And last comes the group called as angiosperms. So plant kingdom is divided into, based on the type of evolution, they are classified in algae, smallest organisms, algae in water, then bryophytes, then pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Algae, plant kingdom is divided into 5 groups, and we can study the characters of the 5 groups later on. That's about the plant kingdom. And comes to the last kingdom according to Vichaka, that is the 5th kingdom, called as kingdom Animalia according to Vichaka. Animal kingdom. And this is supposed to be the last kingdom and most highly advanced kingdom and last evolved kingdom according to evolution. And the animal kingdom, as you know, all animals are coming under the animal kingdom, and it includes eukaryotic, multicellular consumers. Eukaryotic, multicellular consumers are coming under the animal kingdom. They are eukaryotic, multicellular consumers. And you know that the cell body is absent, the cell is covered by cell membrane. Cell is not covered by cell wall, cell is covered by cell membrane. So cell membrane is present, cell wall is absent, and no cell membrane is present, no cell wall. And all organelles are present similar to plants. Which is absent? Chloroplast is absent. Plastids are absent. Plastids are absent. So they are fully heterotrophic. And you see some difference is that plants, animals kingdom is motile. They can move from one place to another place. Why they are motile? Because of the presence of two characters. One muscle cell is present, then nervous cell is present. Because of the presence of nervous cell and muscle cell, plants are usually motile. They are moving with the help of muscle cell and nervous cell. There is a special character of this animal kingdom only. Presence of nervous cell and muscle cells are present, so they are moving or they are motile. Then, what is the type of nutrition? The type of nutrition is called holozoic. They are all heterotrophs. 100% are heterotrophs. The type of nutrition is called holozoic. Holozoic means eating solid food into the body, swallowing solid food into the body through mouth, and digestion takes place inside the body. So digestion of food material, they are taking food materials into the body through the mouth, and they are digesting the food material inside the body, and they are called as holozoic type of nutrition. And some are, very rarely are, parasites are also there. They are all heterotrophs. Some are parasite. Parasite means in our body parasites are there. Parasites are there absorbing food from our body, and in our body various worms are there. In the hair, ticks and mites are there. So like that, parasites are there living inside the body. Various types of worms are there. Round worm, flat worm, etc. living going inside the body of mammals and other animals. So such worms or parasites are there living inside the body and absorbing food from them and causing various diseases also. Such are called parasites. So this is about the animal kingdom. Animal kingdom include eukaryotic multicellular consumers. Cell wall is absent, cell membrane is present. So cell is flexible, not so strong. Middle level are absent, cell wall is absent, but cell is covered by the covering called cell membrane, elastic cell membrane. Plastid is absent, so pigments are absent totally. They are completely, they have motile, they have muscle cell and nerve cell for movement, and holozoic type of nutrition. They are completely heterotrophs. In taking solid food into the body, digestion takes place inside the body, and some are parasite causing, living inside the body and absorbing food from them and causing various diseases. That is about the animal kingdom. And you know, animal kingdom include various, one chapter is there in zoology. You can study one chapter in detail. So the chapter will come, animal kingdom will come under zoology. You can study the detail. That include, the lowest group is called sponges. The lowest group is called sponges. S-P-O-N. Sponges, and last group comes the mammals. Different groups are there. Starting the smallest group called sponges, and the last comes mammals. Reptiles, birds and mammals come. So different categories are there. I can discuss it later on. Then, so that's about the 5 kingdom classification. Kingdom Monera, Protista, Plantae, Animalia and fungus. 5 kingdoms are there. I think it is more or less complete explanation. I will give the notes later on. Today itself I will post the notes. Then in the first this chapter biological classification, 2 things are remaining to explain. 2 group of organisms are remaining to explain. Whittaker did not include these 2 organisms under any kingdom. That is a mistake of classification. And they are grown seen separately. And the group of organisms, first group of organisms are called as lichens. I think it is not familiar for you. A group of organisms are there having plant character called as lichens. And Whittaker did not include this lichens under any kingdom. That is a mistake of Whittaker's classification. These are organisms. Most characters are plant character. Whitaker not included these lichens under any kingdom. Are you seen lichens? I will give the photograph of lichens later on. You can search from the internet what are lichens. A special group of organisms that are not familiar for you. Lichens are not common organisms. See, lichens are symbiotic relation between alga and fungus. Symbiotic relation between alga and fungus. Symbiotic relation between alga and fungus is called lichen. Symbiotic relation in nature, it is a type of relation. Means you see that certain bacteria are living inside the root nodule of leguminous plants. See, root nodule, leguminous plants. Beans are pea-like plant. Root nodules, root contains swellings. Inside there is a bacteria called rhizobium bacteria. See, in the root nodule of plant, bacteria are living. See, two types of organisms. Bacteria are always living in the root nodule of leguminous plants. I am citing one example for symbiosis. Symbiosis is a relation in which two organisms are living together. Here, bacteria are living inside the root nodule. Why? Bacteria absorb nitrogen and give to plant. Plant prepare food and give to bacteria. See, remember that plant is a plant kingdom, belongs to plant kingdom. Bacteria belongs to kingdom Monera. Plant prepare food and give to bacteria. Bacteria absorb nitrogen and prepare ammonia and give to plant. One plant, one bacteria living together. That relation is called symbiosis. So in the nature, there are such relations are numerous examples are there. Such a relation in which two organisms are living together, both are getting benefit. Such a relation is called what? Symbiosis. This is an example for symbiosis. Lichen is an example for symbiosis. I don't know whether you can follow that. So symbiosis means, here lichen means one alga. You know what is the color of alga? Alga is green color, living in water. Fungus, not green. See, they are not green, heterotrophic. So alga, green, producer, autotrophic. Fungus, non-green, heterotrophic. One alga, see, one alga and one fungus living together. See, alga and fungus, they are joined together in the nature. We cannot join an alga and fungus together. In the nature itself, one alga, green colored alga, one fungus is joined together. Two organisms, two different organisms, alga green, producer, fungus not green, not producer. So alga and fungus are joined in the nature. Such organisms are called what? Lichen. We cannot create a lichen, but in the nature one alga and fungus is joined together. Such an organism, symbiotic relation. What you mean symbiosis? Both have to get benefit. See, here what is the duty of alga? Algal partner is called phycobiont. See, algal partner is called phycobiont. Alga is called phycobiont and fungus is called mycobiont. See, there are two organisms, one alga and fungus. Alga is called phycobiont. Fungus is called mycobiont. See, differentiate between phycobiont and mycobiont. Algal partner is called, alga is called phycobiont, fungus is called mycobiont. Both are living together. And what is the duty of alga? Alga is inside. What is the duty of alga? Alga green color. So what is the duty of alga? Alga prepare food by photosynthesis and give to fungus. Because fungus cannot prepare food material. Fungus have no chlorophyll. So alga, what is the duty of alga? Alga prepare food and give to fungus. What is the duty of fungus? Fungus protect the alga. You know alga is very soft material. So alga cannot live. Alga have to be protected. And alga is protected by fungus. Further, fungus absorb water, minerals and give to alga. So, fungus absorb water and minerals, give to alga. Alga prepare food and give to fungus. Both are living together cooperatively. Such alga, fungus living together is called what? Lichens. I will give the photograph of lichens later on. You can search from the internet what are lichens. Different types of lichens are there. And these lichens are usually first type of living organisms appearing in an area on black rocky area, because lichens can absorb water from any dry condition they can live. See, they are not absorbing water from the soil. They are usually seen in the branches of tree in the hilly area. And they are seen on the rocky area. On the rock surface, any dry rock surface, lichens can live. So lichens are not common here. Lichens are seen on rocky area or on the branches of tree. Usually the color is usually not green in color. They are hanging appearance like that. You can see lichens. So lichens are special group of organisms in the nature. They are symbiotic relation between alga and fungus. Algal pattern is called phycobiont. Fungal pattern is called mycobiont. Alga prepare, give and give to fungus. Fungus protect the alga and absorb water and give to the alga. And both are living together. Such a kind of relation is called lichens. And remember that lichens are, so I think that symbiotic relation between alga, fungus, algal pattern, fungal pattern. Then alga. And what is the importance of lichen? Lichens are pollution indicators. Lichens are pollution indicators. You know what is an indicator? One who indicate is called indicator. So lichens are pollution indicators, means lichens are growing on non-polluted area or where the atmosphere is very clean. They cannot grow in city areas, because in city area air is completely polluted. So lichens are growing in a clear area. If lichens are growing in an area, in our surroundings lichens are growing. And you can see that later on. So lichens are growing in a non-polluted clean area only. So if lichens are present, what is the meaning? That area is very clear area. That area is non-polluted area. So lichens are usually called as pollution indicators, because they are growing in non-polluted area only. And see, lichens are industrially important. They produce various chemicals that is used as in litmus paper. In litmus paper, various chemicals. You know, litmus paper is used in chemistry as an indicator. Litmus paper contain chemical that is obtained from lichens. Lichens produce chemicals that those used in making litmus paper used in chemistry. So these are all the importance of lichens. So lichens are special group of organisms. So questions are asking like that. Write notes on lichen or what are the importance of lichens, etc. So it is very important for you. So remember that lichens are very important and write the notes after that. Then so lichens are over. Then comes one small topic is remaining, that is about the virus and viroids. And viruses are not also included under any kingdom by Vidyadhar. That the characters of virus we can discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.